What would you do if your spouse was murdered? Would you seek justice? Would you forgive? Or would you dedicate years of your life to making sure those responsible never forgot what they had done? Today, we're exploring the story of Olga of Kyiv, a ruler whose name became synonymous with cunning, determination, and one of the most infamous revenge campaigns in history. Yet despite the violence associated with her name, Olga would later become a saint in the Eastern Orthodox Church. How does someone go from avenger to saint? This is the story of Olga of Kyiv. Much of Olga's early life remains a mystery. Historians believe she was born around the year 890. At the time, Eastern Europe was a patchwork of tribes, trading cities, and emerging kingdoms. Olga eventually married Igor, ruler of Kievan Rus, a powerful state centered around the city of Kyiv. Together, they had a son named Sviatoslav. For a time, the kingdom prospered through trade routes that connected Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, and the Byzantine Empire. But prosperity often attracted enemies, and soon tragedy would strike. In the year 945, Igor traveled to collect tribute from a neighboring tribe known as the Drevlians. Tribute was essentially a tax paid to the ruler. The Drevlians were unhappy. When he returned to collect additional payments, they decided they had enough. The Drevlians captured Igor and executed him. Some accounts claim he was tied to bent trees that were released, tearing his body apart. Igor was dead. Olga was now a widow, and the Drevlians had made a terrible mistake. After killing Igor, the Drevlians sent a delegation to Olga with an astonishing proposal. They wanted her to marry their prince. Olga appeared calm. She welcomed the ambassadors. Then she ordered a large trench to be dug. The ambassadors were carried in their boat to what they believed was a place of honor. Instead, the trench became their grave. Olga ordered them buried alive. Her revenge had begun. But Olga wasn't finished. She requested that the Drevlians' most distinguished men come to Kyiv. When the new delegation arrived, Olga invited them to bathe. Once inside, the doors were locked. The building was set on fire. No one escaped. Olga had eliminated a second group of leaders. Olga next traveled to the region where Igor had been killed to hold a funeral feast. The Drevlians gathered and drank. As the celebration continued, they became intoxicated. At Olga's signal, her soldiers attacked. Historical sources claim thousands were killed. The Drevlians would pay dearly for Igor's death. The final act of Olga's revenge became legendary. She laid siege to the Drevlian capital of Iskorostan. Olga told the citizens she would spare them for a tribute of just 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows per household. According to legend, Olga's soldiers attached burning materials to the birds and released them. The birds returned to their nests. Soon, fires erupted everywhere. The city burned. Olga had finally broken the Drevlians. After securing her position, Olga turned her attention to governing. She ruled as regent for her young son. Olga focused on strengthening administration and improving the collection of taxes. She was a capable ruler. Later in life, Olga traveled to Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire. There, she converted to Christianity. This decision would have a lasting impact. Although her son remained committed to traditional beliefs, Olga promoted Christianity. Years later, her grandson Vladimir the Great would officially convert Kievan Rus, transforming the religious history of Eastern Europe. Olga died in 969, but her story endured. To the Orthodox Church, she became Saint Olga. Her life reminds us that historical figures are rarely simple. They can be both builders and destroyers. Olga of Kyiv was many things: queen, regent, reformer, saint, and perhaps history's most unforgettable widow. Thank you for watching What About the Others? If you enjoyed learning about Olga of Kyiv, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, keep exploring the stories history forgot.